Two people were in a car and a man was telling a person on a call that he just gave the money to his ex-wife. Meanwhile, the woman was taking the money that was inside the car and throwing it to a girl to take without the man realizing what was happening. She then asks the man if he had already ended the call he was making. The man then says he didn't want to talk to her about it, and then the woman says he needed to explain what was going on. She tells him that he was traveling all over the world and that he was still owing the money to take care of their daughter, but he says that the girl was no longer his problem. The woman then says that the girl was the man's daughter and that he needed to take care of her, but he said that he didn't care about that because he had a new family. At that moment, the girl appears, but the man is not excited to see his daughter. He then rolls down the window of his car and tells his daughter that he couldn't hear what she was saying. Seeing that, the woman says that he was a horrible person, but the man says that he didn't care about that and that he was no longer married to the woman. He then tells her that she had to get out of his car, but she said that he would regret doing that. He said he didn't care and then she leaves. The girl then asked her mother why her father had left. The woman says that her father left because he had a very important meeting. Later, the man was talking to another person and at that moment he realized that the money that was in the car was gone. He then tells the person he was talking to on the phone that he would call them later. Later, the girl was asking her mother why her father didn't like her. The woman says that her daughter couldn't think that way because her father loved her so much. She says that the girl's father just didn't come to their house very often, because he was a very important person and that he had a lot of meetings to do. The girl says that she didn't feel that her father loved her as he was never around her, but the woman says that this was not true and that the man loved his daughter very much. At that point, the woman took her daughter's backpack and then showed her a large amount, saying that her father had given it to her. The man was listening to what they were saying and then he said that was a lie because he was a great father. The woman then told her daughter that she could use that money to be able to buy the things she wanted, and then the girl says that she wanted to buy her a new outfit, but at this point the man appeared and took the backpack from her hands. He then asked the woman why she stole his money, but she says that the money belonged to them. Meanwhile, another woman was watching what was happening and she said the man had said he would be working. They then continue arguing, but the girl asks them to stop the argument. The man then tells the girl that he was not her father and that he would never love her. The woman then tells the man that he couldn't talk to the girl like that, but he says that the woman would pay for doing that. At this point, the man gets a call and the other woman was asking him if they could go to a park together. He said it was a great idea as he wouldn't miss the opportunity to be with his family. The other woman says that this was great news because she needed money to buy new clothes for her daughter. The man tells him he would buy anything his daughter wants and then he hangs up the phone. When the man left, the girl asked her mother what they would do and the woman said she would solve the situation. At that moment, the other woman arrives saying that she needs to talk to the woman. She says that she wasn't there to create any problems for the woman and that, in fact, she was there to be able to help the woman with her problems. The woman asks what the other woman was talking about and then the other woman says that she had seen what the man was doing and that she was going to help the woman get the money back. The woman asks why she did it and the other woman says that she thought the man's actions were wrong and that she didn't know he was in a relationship with the woman. The woman said that when she ended up getting pregnant by the man, he left, leaving her alone. The other woman says that she was sorry to hear that, but that she didn't know it had happened. The woman said that she believed it, as the man was a very bad person. The other woman then says that the woman didn't have to worry about it anymore because she had a plan. Sometime later, the man goes to his other family saying that he was very happy to be there. He then told them to go buy his daughter's clothes, but the other woman said that they could stay there for a while, as the day was very beautiful. He tells her she was right and then sits down next to them. At that moment, the little girl says that she could help her father with his backpack, but he insists, saying that it was not necessary and that he could take the backpack himself. The other woman then says that her daughter was just trying to help the man, and then he says that she could take the backpack but that she didn't need to pay much attention to it. She then asked the man if he was okay, as he seemed to be different. She then asked him if he had spoken to his ex-wife, and he said yes. He said he gave her a lot of money and that he didn't want to talk about it anymore, and then hugged the other woman. Meanwhile, the little girl went to the girl and handed her the backpack. She then apologized to the girl for the way their father was, and the girl says that she knew things would work out. The woman then asked the man what he thought about them going to a restaurant and inviting the man's other family to join them. The man is furious about this and says that he didn't want to talk about his ex-wife anymore, but the woman says that she knew it was a good thing for them to be together, as the girls should get to know each other better. The man then says that he didn't want to talk about it because they were thieves, but the other woman says that she didn't think that about his other family. The man then asked what his wife was talking about, and then she says that she knew he was the thief. He said he was very confused, and then she says she knew what he was doing, think she saw what he had done. She said she knew he didn't give the money to his ex-wife and that, in fact, he ended up stealing his daughter's money. She says she didn't want to be married to him anymore, but the man says he didn't want to part with her as he loved her very much. She then tells him that he was a liar and that she didn't want to be by his side anymore. She tells him he should get his things and never come back, and then leaves. When she leaves, the man begins to think about what he was going to do now, as he had no one else to stay with. He then went to his ex-wife, saying that he missed her very much. The woman asked her daughter if she knew that person, but the girl said no. He then says that he was the girl's father, but the woman said that this was not true and that they should get out of there as it could be dangerous. He then says that the truth was that he didn't need them anymore and that he just needed his backpack back. The girl tells her father to return the backpack, but he says he wouldn't return it, and the woman says they need to leave as they didn't need anything the man could give them. When they leave, the man starts looking for the money, but can't find it. Later, the other woman went to her daughter and asked if everything had worked out. She says yes, and that she had handed the backpack to the girl. The other woman then says that she knew she could count on her daughter as she was very smart. She then says that as a reward, she was going to take her daughter out for ice cream. The little girl celebrates by saying that she really liked ice cream, and then they leave.